Hey, what's going on? It's Andre, and in this video, I wanted to show you guys how you can charge clients an extra $1,000 every single month by helping them optimize their Google business page. And by doing so, they're able to generate, unlimited leads pretty much for life, right? And this is probably the number one skill that you should have in the back of your pocket when you're first getting started. And this is going to help you go from 0 to 2 to 5K per month in the quickest amount of time possible, right? Because number one, it's super easy to sell. And number two, it doesn't require a ton of skills, right? So in this video, again, I'm going to teach you how to sell it, number one, and number two, how to deliver it for your clients. So to sell optimization for a Google business page, it's super easy, probably the easiest thing you'll ever have to sell in your life, right? Because all you have to do is show them scan reports from Go High Level or Local Falcon. So just a heads up, if you don't have Go High Level, before starting this business, I would greatly recommend starting at least the lowest level per month Go High Level account, because this is what's gonna get you started and get you going in the quickest amount of time possible, right? So number one, show a scan report from Go High Level or Local Falcon of their business. So this is super easy to do. You just bring this up to them, either, whether you're talking to them in person or online on a Google Meet or a Zoom call. You want to show them the health of their Google business page as is, right? And when businesses see this, the first thing that they're going to do, and trust me, I've done this a lot, is see that there's a ton of red where they're at usually, most of the time, if they haven't worked with an SEO company before in the past, especially, and then you scroll down here and you're going to show them all the reasons why their business is the way it's fucked up right now, right? So in this particular business, they're called Green Lumens, is actually a business owner that I've spoken to before on the phone. They're a commercial lighting company. Right? They have all these different problems, like their Google business page, it hasn't been claimed yet. So they haven't even claimed their Google business page, which is super important, because if they didn't claim it, anybody can go online and claim that that's their business and change it up, their competitors and stuff. So you have to show them these things and show them that they're missing out on all these different things, right? Replying to reviews. There's no textable number that they have implemented. There's no chat widget on their website, which helps out a lot with conversions, but they do have a WordPress site, right? And when you scroll down, you can show them that they're not even number one ranked where they're even at, right now currently. And you can show them some of their competitors down here. This is why I love showing them this scanned document from Go High Level that does it all for you in this prospecting section, because it tells them literally everything that they need to know, right? And then just bring up some of their competitors, like, hey, do you know who Delta Light USA LLC is? Do you know some of these companies that are ranked way higher than you here? And then you keep scrolling down, right? And right here is probably the biggest thing that's gonna bump their presence up organically on Google business page. The quickest is the listings and the reviews, right? And just show them this and show them that, number one, their listings are off. So that just means, their name, their number, and their address are off across all these different sources and these platforms. You can show them how big of a difference that makes when they actually implement it, right, the correct way. And number two is the reviews, right? So if they don't have a ton of reviews, this business actually has 0 reviews, then that also makes a huge difference in their ranking, right? And just show them this page and ask them, literally just ask them, do you think if we got you up in ranking by helping you, get more listings, helping you get more reviews, helping you claim your Google business status, helping you reply to some of your reviews and get you a textable number and all this stuff, do you think that is going to help your business grow organically online? You just ask them these things from the scan report, and most of the time they're going to say yes, right? And another way you can show them some scan reports and some scan documents is through Local Falcon. Now, I actually use Local Falcon. I would highly recommend it. I would get their starter account, which is only like $24 a month. But this is going to be super helpful for you, not only to help you sell the Google business page optimization to them, but also in the long run, you can keep scanning their area and scanning where they're actually at and show them that you're continuing to help them out and helping them grow their presence locally. So this is a client of mine that's called Warrior Windows out in Casa Grande. So we help them start off from literally zero. So this is their presence in their specific area in Casa Grande before working with me. See, they're not even number one in their specific area around here. And all around this area, they're 20 plus, right? And then, so you want to show this to them when you're first helping them out, right? Especially if they have a Google business page and it hasn't been optimized yet, you want to show them where they're at. And then, I actually just did another scan document here just recently today. And this is where they're at right now after working with us for a little over 3 months now. You can see they're number one pretty much everywhere around their area, a lot towards the south area. And you can imagine how many more calls and how much more traction their business is getting now that they have this much more search results for their area, right? When people search home window replace in Casa Grande, right? And, this is probably the best way to sell them a combination of both of these, just to show them, where they're ranked right now and all the things that they could be doing better at, right? Which is normally a lot. Now we're going to get into how to actually service your Google business page optimization correctly for clients in five main ways, right? And there's going to be a document below in the description, and it's going to have more details on how you can help a client that I actually made for you guys. And you can totally just copy it and use it. But in this video, I'm just going to break down the 5 most important ways that you should be focusing on, or things that you should be focusing on to help clients out. So number 1 is to pick a name with a search volume or a high search volume. So in order to do this correctly, right, you want to go to a site like SpyFu. You can also go to SEMrush, stuff like that, but SpyFu works the best for me. It's also free. And you also, and then you want to search, in relation to their business. You want to search usually the lowest amount of words as possible, right? So if this is a window installation company, then usually, window replace AZ is probably what you want to search for mostly. And then you want to find the terms that, or the keywords that are used the most, but also are niche down at the same time, right? So if you were to look at just this, right, and I was to help my client and I was just to go Mesa, but if we were to, let's say, copy and paste this here, then, a lot of these companies, they're going to have hundreds and hundreds of reviews, right? 300 plus reviews, 100 reviews, 72 reviews. Now, although this result gets them the most amount of views, this is not keywords that you necessarily want to go after, right? And so when looking at this, you want to go after terms that are going to be a little bit more niche, right? Especially when there's more competition, like window installation companies. There's a lot of competition with window installation companies. So instead of going after Mesa, right, we're actually going to go after locations in Casa Grande, right? So when you search Casa Grande instead of Mesa here, there's 28 organic searches for home window replace in Casa Grande. So that's super, super important to know. So instead of going after that big area, we're just going to go niche. And this is what I would recommend with any company that you help bring up. You don't want to go after the biggest area, especially if it's a very saturated industry like window installation. You want to go after an area that is more niche down. So Casa Grande, when searching this instead of Mesa, you're going to find out that a lot of these businesses, they don't have a ton of reviews and a ton of traction as is. So it's going to be a lot easier to compete with these businesses than some of the other ones. And you can see that, in just 3 months, we helped them get 28 5-star reviews, and they're number 1 in this location, right? So it's super, super important to do your research first, because if we helped them get 28 reviews and we competed against companies like I just showed you that are in Mesa, we would have a lot harder time of ranking top 3, which is what we're trying to get to when ranking high in the local map pack, right? So in order to get up the quickest, we went after, the Casa Grande location. That worked out perfectly for them because, again, they were number 1 after only 2 months, and now they have so much traction. It's insane. They're getting so many calls. So, you just don't want to go too niche. If the population size of the specific area you're going after is less than 50K, then I probably would avoid it. You at least want 50,000. I believe Casa Grande is right at that 50,000 mark, right? So that is probably the number one thing that you should be focused on when helping a client optimize their Google business page. Number two is optimizing it even more through picking the right business categories, writing accurate business descriptions. You want to upload 30 photos or more and optimize those, and you want to put it's open 24 hours, right? So finding the right business categories, this one can be a little bit confusing, right? So when you search, for example, home window installation, right? You want to go down here because this is what your company is all about, right? And then when you go down here, you want to find out what does Google see as the business service areas and when searching window installation. So they see window installation service as the top business service to go after, right? So most of these are window installation service. So that's the service that you need to be implementing as your Google business page when trying to optimize it for perfection, right? So we did window installation service. That's super important to look after. Then you want to write an accurate business description on your Google business page. So for example, I'll keep going back to Warrior Windows, but it's just a successful company that we just helped recently. And you can see their description right here. Warrior Windows stands as a premier provider in window replacement and exterior door enhancement, proudly serving the sunny Arizona area, blah, blah, blah. You want to max this out. And you don't want to use ChatGPT. You want to try to get away from that and try to be as natural as possible when writing a description. That's also extremely important. And then optimize it for 30 photos or more. Just add a ton of photos, right? Add as many photos as possible. And then you can also geotag some of these photos as well. So if there's photos from not the specific area that they took it from, like Casa Grande or in Arizona, let's say they're from somewhere else, we can take those and put it in a geotag filter like this one right here. It's called geoimgr.com. You put it in here and then you put the location that you want and then you upload it into Google and then you're going to look a lot more reputable, right? So just a little tip. You don't have to do that, but it's going to help your business rank higher for sure. And then last but not least, you want to put it's open 24 hours because a lot of the time, some people that are searching businesses on Google, they're not even going to contact you if it says that it's closed, because a lot of people think when it says it's closed, that means the whole business is shut down, which is not actually the case. So you just want to put 24 hours for all of the Google businesses that you put up, just so that never happens, and then get a lot more traction that way, right? I guarantee you. Number 3 is going to be review management. Now, I went over this a lot in some of the other videos that I made, but basically for review management, you want to just focus on creating campaigns for ongoing and past clients, creating a funnel that only gives you 4 or 5-star reviews, and then setting up AI to automatically follow up with business or Google business reviews, right? And so a funnel that or a campaign that works really, really well for getting people to write a 5-star review is, hey, contact name, we appreciate your business in the past. And, you know, it would mean the world to us if you could leave a review. One like that works out fairly well, but even better, some other ones that we found that, you know, to reactivate a list that work even better is actually asking them if they would like to opt in for a raffle to potentially win a $50 or $75 gift card to the restaurant of their choice, right? And that's going to elicit a lot more 5-star reviews than just asking for a simple review just for the sake of it, because let's be honest, most people only care about themselves, right? So writing a list and saying, you know, enter to win if you give us a 5-star review is going to allow people to give you a lot more reviews, and you're going to see a lot more traction that way, right? So super, super important to set up. And then instead of sending them to the Google business page to write the review, you actually want to create a funnel for them like this. So when they click on a 4 or 5-star, it takes them to the Google business page, but anything less actually takes them to a page where they can just deliver some feedback, because you do not, especially when you're first starting up, you do not want any reviews at a 3 or less. That's going to hurt your company more than anything. So creating my funnel through, again, this is go high level. To do that is going to be super important. And then setting up AI to automatically follow up with these people is also extremely important because people are busy, right? Like especially business owners, they're super, super busy. So if you have AI to automatically follow up, like these people that we were working with, they never sent any of these reply backs, but it just looks a lot more professional on your Google business page, and Google's going to actually see this and rank you even higher because they're going to see, again, that you're reputable. So setting this up through Go High Level is super important. You can set it up there, set up automatic responses to all the reviews, and that way your client never has to deal with a damn thing, right? And so it's just awesome for them, makes it really easy. Number 4 is going to be activate GHL add-ons like Yext. This is also extremely important to set up. And Yext, all Yext does is just make sure that their address, their name, and their phone number is perfect across all these different platforms, and there's hundreds. So I believe setting it up for a client is only $30 a month for you, but you can charge them extra if you want setting up Yext. Again, it's super easy. You just go to the reputation section, go to listings, and hit edit listings. And you just want to make sure their name that you put for your Google business page is the same name that you're putting for the Yext account on Go High Level, right? And then that takes a few days to set up. But once it's set up, that's going to help bump them up even more on their local presence, right? And then getting them a number to track on Google business page is also extremely, extremely important. And in order to do this, you just go to Go High Level again, you go to their sub account, and then you go to phone numbers and make sure whatever phone number that you get them is going to be connected and forwarded to their personal phone number, right? And then every time they get a call, you're going to see the call through this phone number instead of the other one. And that's, again, super important in the long run because that phone number is going to be their main phone number on their Google business page, number 1. And number 2, you're going to be able to see all of their contacts every time someone calls them up through their account right here, right? So you can see every time someone gives a call, you're able to see it. And then you're able to actually see the conversation as well in Go High Level. So you can see all of the data that you help them out with, right? Super important to track this because a client could just be like, I never got any calls, but you look at their account and you can see that they got a ton of calls, right? So they could be lying to you. So again, super important that you set that up. And last but not least is website optimization. So setting up, as much photos, blogs, and videos for your client as possible. So this is one website that we help set up for one of our Warrior Windows clients. You can see that there's a ton of pictures. Really important to add as many pictures as possible, right? A little bit about them, yada, yada. If you want to set up a page to do blogs, if that's something that they're really wanting to optimize in SEO rankings, I would greatly recommend adding a page to do blogs and stuff like that. But if you just want a really solid website that ranks high, you just want to add as much content for them as possible, and specifically, content that is their own and that's their own pictures, because Google is going to look at this and they're going to rank them higher as well for having a reputable website. So if you found this helpful, those are the top 5 tips that I would give you to help optimize a Google business presence for a client. And then once everything's optimized, it only takes a couple months and they're going to start seeing a ton of results. So again, one really easy way to sell this, especially when you're first getting going and you don't have any results of other people that you've helped, you can just tell them, hey, this is going to be free for the first month. And then after the first 30 days, I'm going to start charging you $1,000 a month. And that's when they're going to be able to see a ton of traction from everything that you help them out with. Now, again, there's going to be a form underneath this video in the description. I would greatly recommend checking that out to find all the details on how you can help someone build up their Google business presence online. So again, you can charge them $1,000 a month. And after, again, just 2 or 3 clients, you're going to be making a ton of money, and you can eventually get to the point where, you can travel and be free and get away from your 9-to-5, which is the sole reason why I'm making these videos, right? So again, if you found this helpful, just comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.